Now, I do the phone lives on a wide screen now, because that way we keep the trolls off. Now, I don't have to do phone lives. I could just walk the dogs, but I'd rather bring you guys with me. Just makes it more interesting, I think. So the name's Louis. It's Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. And I live in the southwest UK. Hi, mate. Hello. Shut up. Sorry about that, guys. So, I still haven't really worked out how to hold this phone on this stick. It's a bit... Let's go a bit longer. Whoop. Is that better? Don't know. So the Facebook page is Defending Elvis Presley. Fans... No, get it right. The Facebook is Defending Elvis Presley, Louis' daily live stream. And I call it that because I want you guys to know that this Facebook address is the correct one. There's a few copycats now. We are called on the Facebook Defending Elvis Presley, Louis' daily live streams. So, not sure how many of you are going to get onto this. We had an interesting, we've had 2 very good lives today. Really good, much better than I was expecting. Right, let's just cross the road. So the live that we just did, I didn't really want to do it. I was reluctant to do it because we had Melissa come on. Melissa is great, brilliant subscriber. Now what I didn't realise at first, whoa, it's windy and cold. Oh my God. It's gonna mess my hair up again, guys. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Sorry guys, that's a bit windier than I was expecting. We've got a wobbly phone, right. What I wasn't expecting, see, when Melissa first came on, and she was commenting about Linda Thompson. Now, obviously, you guys, I've made it clear to you many times, I really like Linda Thompson. I love her interviews. She's definitely a stunning girl. I've always thought she was beautiful. I like the way she talks about Elvis. She's very articulate. And when I listen to her, I get quite emotional because the way she describes Elvis is beautiful. She really has him down to a T. She talks about every aspect of his life. Not just how beautiful he was and how gifted he was, but how he was as a person, sensitive, gentle and caring, how he made you feel like the most important girl in his life. He could always get himself out of a spot of bother. So if she felt that he was cheating, he knew how to get out of it. He knew how to wangle his way through it, and that he was lovely to be with. He was good fun, obviously generous. I think it's very well known that Linda Thompson spent a lot of Elvis's money. But I will say this, guys, isn't that true about every girlfriend? Almost every girlfriend. Don't forget, Elvis couldn't help himself. Elvis couldn't help himself. He loved to buy gifts for the people he cared for. Doesn't matter who they were. Doesn't matter who it was. Girlfriend, friend, bodyguard, nurse, doctor, cook. Woo. God, it's cold. It doesn't really matter, did it? Does it? Anyone that Elvis came into contact with, he wanted to buy them things. And I think the reason he was like that was because that's how he was wired. That was his DNA. His genetic structure. It was automatically normal for him to give. Give. And some of us, some of the girlfriends, it was automatic. Take. Yeah? Now, I know, when I listen to the comments from you guys, I can see that the people that took advantage of Elvis, like, you know, the Memphis Mafia and the girlfriends, sometimes it's frowned upon, isn't it? He bought them a house, he bought them a car, he gave them cash, he let them buy a new wardrobe. Whatever they wanted, really, isn't it? He would even give them like $5,000 and said, go and have a spending spree. So it's quite, I think, especially for the ladies, I would say it's automatic to think that the people that were spending his money are not nice, or they're greedy, or they're selfish, or they're users. But come on, let's be honest, guys. If you met a boyfriend, any boyfriend, not just Elvis, and he was extremely rich, and he wanted to shower you with gifts, would you really say no? If Elvis said to you, look, have whatever you want, would you really say no? Some would, of course. Does it make you a bad person if you say yes? Does it make you a bad person if you say yes? I don't think so. I think if you're poor, if you don't have much money, let me just get past these people. I think if you're poor and you don't have much money and you work very hard to... Come on. So, my point is, just because someone accepts gifts doesn't make them a bad person. That's my opinion. Now, if you're the sort of person that takes advantage, that takes too much, spends too much, wants too much, then that's different. That's different. So I'm not going to write Linda Thompson off because she loved being showered in gifts. Now, this live stream we had today, it was a great live stream. And Melissa really came up with some great research and pictures and some clips. There was a bit of a few words from the book Child Bride. Then I think there was a newspaper clip. It was great research. And what Melissa was trying to say, and I respect this, was that Linda Thompson did very similar things to Elvis that Priscilla did. Now, I get her point. She's basically saying that she used his name to boost herself, her image, her career. She used his name, to spend money. She took advantage of financially. One of the things that was shown on Melissa's research was that I think the cleaners at Graceland said that she had a truckload of bikinis delivered to Graceland. Just things like that, really. But I don't compare the two. I know that Melissa was saying, she sort of was saying, Linda was no better than Priscilla. Now, Melissa, if you disagree with me, please message me. I think you were sort of saying that. Melissa was upset that Linda had had pictures taken inside the hospital by her. I think her friend took them, posing type pictures in a pink animal skinned fur coat and posing outside the hospital, which is a bit odd. It is a bit odd, yeah. But don't forget, she was visiting Elvis Presley. She was proud of it. She was looking after Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley was her boyfriend. Elvis wanted her there. I think there's a bit of a mix-up. where Linda Thompson has always said that she slept in the bed next to Elvis whilst he was unwell. Where in the research that Melissa had found, it said that she was on the sofa in the room next door. So there's one good point. And that is a good point, because if Linda is saying that she slept on the bed next to him in the hospital, that's different than sleeping on the sofa in the room next door. Then the other point was this is a very big point. Melissa's research said that when Elvis passed away, on the day he was found dead in his bathroom, that Linda Thompson has always said that Lisa Marie Presley phoned Linda rather than phoning Priscilla to tell her that Elvis had died, her father had died. I'll be honest with you, I've always found that a bit odd that she phoned Linda. Doesn't really make sense, because you would think that she would phone Priscilla, because that's her mum. So I think from what Melissa was saying was that Linda has twisted the truth to make the fans think that Lisa Marie liked Linda more than Priscilla. Now the fans are going to believe it, they're going to fall for it, because there's a lot of fans that don't like Priscilla. So they like to believe that Lisa Marie preferred Linda Thompson, but it doesn't fit, because the bottom line is Elvis wasn't with Linda Thompson when he died. He was with Ginger Alden. So that story doesn't fit right. So then it comes out that there's a possibility through the research that Melissa forwarded to me that what really had happened is that Linda Thompson's brother, Sam Thompson, who worked at Graceland as a bodyguard for about a year, I think, he phoned Linda Thompson and then to tell Linda what was happening, and then he passed the phone to Lisa Marie, and then Lisa Marie spoke to Linda. Now that makes more sense, because to me it doesn't add up. It does not add up. I don't care how much people try and say that Lisa and Priscilla hated each other or they were not close. I don't care what anyone says. On the day that her father died, she would have rung Priscilla. I don't care what anyone says. It's obvious. Why would she phone Linda over Priscilla when Linda had not lived there for a while, because Elvis was now with Ginger Alden? So I'm inclined to believe the story that Melissa gives, and that is that Sam Thompson made the phone call, spoke to Linda and passed the phone to Lisa, and then Lisa told Linda that her father had passed, God rest his soul. So the point of this dog walk live stream is, I think sometimes we let the fact that we're upset or angry or even hateful towards someone judge our opinions. I think sometimes we have to take emotion out of our opinions and try and look at the facts. Now, to me, it's common sense that it was probably Sam Thompson that rung Linda, then passed the phone to Linda. The other thing, when we talk about Linda and her being greedy, her spending habits, and I don't doubt it that she spent a fortune and Elvis threw money at her. I even have read that Elvis bought her a house just so she would move out of Graceland so he could move Ginger Alden in. I repeat, I've even read that Elvis bought Linda Thompson a house because he wanted Linda out of the house so he could move Ginger Alden into the house, even though I don't think Ginger Alden ever actually lived there. My point is, I'm not going to judge Linda on the fact that she was a spendaholic and that she took advantage of Elvis's generosity, because I think most of the people that knew Elvis did. I'll tell you how I judge Linda. Even if she has twisted the truth with the phone call with her brother and with Lisa, even if she has tried to give the impression that Elvis loved her more than Priscilla, it doesn't make me dislike her. I see a woman, a beautiful woman, that truly loved Elvis, that was, she says, was with him every day for a year, until Elvis started losing interest, seeing other people, which must have been difficult for Linda. Seriously, guys, it couldn't have been easy for Linda Thompson to watch Elvis with a roaming eye, noticing other women, getting bored. And I'm not talking about it from a sexual point of view, because I actually think most of the women that Elvis liked, it wasn't about sex. He loved companionship, he loved new people to get to know. I think it made him grow as a person. The more people he met, he loved it. He was a single man, he'd gone through a horrible divorce. He probably didn't want to get married again. He'd been hurt quite badly, I think extremely badly. When we learn about the divorce settlement, we know that it was a very cruel second divorce settlement. And with Mike Stone, the circumstances there, the karate instructor, that Priscilla had secretly cheated on Elvis behind his back for a year, and then it all came out, and then Priscilla demanded a divorce. My point is, Elvis went through hell with Priscilla. So I do think when he moved on to other women, not just Linda Thompson, because there was others, we know that, he didn't limit himself. He didn't want to get married, really, did he? Does anyone really believe that he wanted to get married? And many people have said that he didn't. The Memphis Mafia have said that really he didn't want to get married. A few other people have said it as well, and some of his girlfriends. So is Linda Thompson, is it right to compare Linda Thompson to Priscilla? I don't think so. Because I think the way that Priscilla has portrayed Elvis has been, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes, guys, very, very cruel. Very cruel. Cruel with a capital C. I don't think Linda was cruel to Elvis. Even if she took advantage of him financially, even if she rejoiced in all the money and the generosity and the cars and the homes and the clothing and felt proud that Elvis was her boyfriend, I still think Linda Thompson was a good guy. I really do. And I do praise Linda Thompson, because if you watch the interviews over and over again, she speaks very, very highly of Elvis, right till the current day. So I got a lot of respect for Linda Thompson, because she could have twisted it and made Elvis out to be some kind of druggy sicko, like obsessed with sleeping with women, and she didn't do that. She didn't do that. She even says Elvis didn't sleep with all the women that so-called girlfriends. A lot of it was just company. So I enjoyed the live that we did, and I thank Melissa for all the information, and it's great. But I think the point she was trying to make, I disagree with. And I think the point, Melissa, I hope you don't think I'm disrespecting you. I think the point you were trying to make is that Linda Thompson was nearly as bad as Priscilla, and I don't agree. The way that Priscilla portrayed Elvis, especially in the book Elvis and Me, was horrible, cruel, so unfair, so untrue. And portrayed him as a She does give the impression that she was with him at a very young age, doesn't she, Priscilla? And when I say young, I mean like 15. And this is not true. She does give the impression that Elvis was controlling, maybe even a groomer. She does give the impression that Elvis, I'm talking about Priscilla now, she does give the impression that Elvis had a bad temper, made her feel scared, and controlled her and told her how to dress. Even though we see in interviews clearly she loved dressing herself, she loved doing her own makeup, she loved the beehive hairdo, she loved everything about the glamorous side of living with Elvis. When she first moved over to Graceland just before she turned 18, she loved it. It was heaven for her. So when we see Priscilla giving the impression that she was a prisoner, an isolated woman in Graceland, it's just rubbish, guys. I don't fall for it for a second. Once she gives the impression that living with Elvis was very difficult, no way. She had a brilliant time. Even when Elvis was going off to his movie sets, she still was left with loads of people, loads of friends and family and relatives, with as much money as she could ever need, so she could do anything that she wanted to, including dance lessons, karate lessons. And we know how that turned out, because she had an affair with the dance instructor just after Lisa Marie was born. She had an affair 2 years after that with Mike Stone, the karate champion instructor. So no, I would say this: Elvis gave Priscilla a lot of freedom. I would almost say too much freedom, because it's this freedom. Now, I try and put this carefully. Of course a woman gets freedom from her partner, of course. But the way she used it was to humiliate him, to get with the dance instructor. She even writes it in her book that she couldn't stop thinking about Elvis, even when she was in his home. I'm not sure which home. Was it in LA? Was it Palm Springs? I don't know. But she admits openly that all she could think about was this dance instructor. And she has admitted many times about the secret love affair she had with Mike Stone, and that Mike Stone has admitted in interviews on YouTube that he's almost proud of the way Priscilla sought him out, made a beeline for him. And in his own words, nobody owns anyone. Nobody owns anyone. I did nothing wrong getting with Priscilla. Yes, you did, Mike Stone. You broke up your own family. You were a married man. Your wife was pregnant. Priscilla did nothing wrong leaving Elvis. Yes, she did. She broke up her marriage and took Lisa Marie away from Elvis. So when I hear Mike Stone boasting about the fact that Priscilla had chosen him, because she did choose him, guys. She was a very beautiful woman, impossible to resist. And she chose Mike Stone. He was the karate champion that was going to give her the strength to finally leave Elvis. Now, I'll be fair, guys. She must have been very unhappy in that relationship, of course. Things obviously were not right. They weren't meant to be together. So it was inevitable that they were going to split up. It wasn't it? Come on, we have to admit that, guys. So anybody that, to the Priscilla fans that may be watching this live stream now, don't fall for the fairy tale of Priscilla and Elvis. There was no fairy tale. There was no fairy tale. I know we like to believe there was, but there wasn't. And don't fall for the lies that say it was that Priscilla was the victim and that Elvis was the bad guy. It's not true. In my opinion, Elvis was the victim. My hair is a mess. Very windy, guys, very windy. In my opinion, Elvis was the victim. I feel so sorry for Elvis. What he went through must have been horrific. So I'm just getting home now. I wanted to do a short phone live whilst walking the dogs. And my point is this, guys. This is my point. I like Linda Thompson. She was a good girlfriend to Elvis. She put up with a lot. But yes, she took advantage of his generosity. Of course she did. And most would take advantage of that kind of generosity. She liked the finer things in life. But I'll tell you how I will judge Linda Thompson. And she's still a beautiful lady, even in her later years. I judge her on the interviews. The hundreds of interviews that she has given over the years. And she always speaks very highly of Elvis. Very highly. Total respect. And she paints him out as the beautiful man that he was. The beautiful, sensitive, loving, caring, generous man with a beautiful spirit that wanted to give to everyone, that was always put himself second. And she's very proud to have been his girlfriend for that period of time, 4.5 years, even though he betrayed her many times, I would say. I still like Linda Thompson. I still like her. And even though I've done nearly a 2-hour live stream talking about Linda Thompson and what may have happened, using Melissa's very, very interesting research, and thank you, Melissa, because it was brilliant. And I think that was one of the best lives we've ever done. I'm still a fan of Linda Thompson. I am. That's how I end it. Okay, guys, I'm going to go now. I'll be back later for a live stream. I haven't decided what the topic is yet, but I've had a great day today with you guys. So thank you very much. Take care. I'm out of here.